if they don't make it to the finals, then this might be one of the biggest L's in NBA history.
Hot topics.
Embiid never had the mentality to win a championship. I don't think he ever will win a championship.
The best analysis.
But Jokic, he might be the best player in the league this season. He really might be the MVP.
This is the Full Court Report.
And we're back.
Oh, yeah.
Episode number 6 of this 2025-2026 NBA season. How you fellas doing?
Doing just fine.
Yeah, doing pretty good. How about you, Jorie?
You know, pretty good. Yesterday was the Super Bowl. That was pretty cool. I mean, not really. Honestly, the game itself was pretty bad, but I think people expected it to be pretty bad.
The game itself was bad, but I did enjoy the outcome.
Yeah. And
as far as that Super Bowl halftime performance, I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, I think it got a lot of criticism, but I was a fan.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool to see. I don't know. I think the production of it was well done. Like, I think it looked really like a music video. I mean, I feel like that's kind of becoming more and more common nowadays with the halftime shows, but yeah, it was cool. It was definitely fun. It was definitely a good time. Might have been the highlight of the whole night, for being honest.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, congrats to the Seahawks. I don't think anybody expected them to get to that point. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Is Sam Darnold top 10 QB in the NFL?
Yeah, I think so. At this
probably.
point.
What a career, man.
What about top 7?
Top 7. Now we're getting into the specifics. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think.
I'd have to do some research.
Yeah, I mean, if we just rattle off the names, I don't think so.
He might be 6'7". He might be 6'7".
The last 2 years, the guy is a combined 25-5 in the regular season.
Yeah, he's been cooking, doing his thing.
Yeah, it's remarkable for him to start where he did, and that, you know, like the jokes of him like seeing ghosts with the Jets. I think he literally said, like, in a press conference, he was like seeing ghosts or something on the field. I think he went to Carolina.
Yeah.
And then I think he was like a backup with the Niners. And then moved on to the Vikings, had that one great year, but didn't have the playoff success. And then now in Seattle. So
it's inspiring.
Yeah, man. Never give up. Never give up,
As
man.
a dog, I used to talk so much trash about that guy being a bum. and then look at him now.
Shout out Kenneth Walker. Also, I saw he's the first running back to win Super Bowl MVP since Terrell Davis in 1998. How about that?
What up, guy?
So,
what up, guy?
Yeah, man. So, congrats to the Seahawks. And, yeah, now the NFL is over. And the NBA, honestly, the Super Bowl week was kind of dominated by the NBA. Leading up to the game, like, it was a lot of NBA news. So, and I feel like that's kind of becoming more common now with the trade deadline and the All-Star break. But, yeah, a lot of stuff to get into. But I think the biggest news that we got this past week, this guy behind me, he's made it out of another team somehow. James Harden. He's going to be headed to the Cleveland Cavaliers after 2.5 seasons with the Clippers. He was traded to Cleveland for Darius Garland and a second-round pick. It worked out well, considering all they needed was to swap those two players and the money matched. So I think both teams kind of got what they wanted. We'll talk about the Clippers in a minute and like why you guys think they decided to move on and everything that they did at the trade deadline. But I feel like Harden going to Cleveland is obviously a huge news. So what do you guys think? Do you think the addition of Harden makes Cleveland the favorite to win the Eastern Conference?
No, I don't think it makes them the favorite to win the East. I think it might make them better because I feel like, they have those two behemoths down low, as Jorie would say, in
As I would say,
Evan Mobley and the other guy.
Jared
Yeah, yeah,
Allen.
There you go. So I feel like, he's kind of a bit of a better point guard, a facilitator than Darius Garland, so he might, elevate those two, but I feel like Darius Garland, he's a better like off-ball guy. Like he's, pretty good, like really good shooter like off the catch. So, you know, you gotta give some to get some. Uh I feel like the Cavs are still probably the fourth best team in the East, still worse than Detroit, New York, and Boston. And I saw we might be getting Jason Tatum back like mid-April.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's terrible. That's terrible news.
For you, for you. Um, where do I begin with this trade? I hate it for the Cavs. I hate it for the Cavs. This is honestly probably like the worst trade I think this trade deadline that a team could have made. I mean, I'm probably being a little bit harsh, and I think I have a little bit of bias against James Harden just because of, you know, my experience with him. Um, but I mean, I don't think this makes them a whole lot better. Might make them a little bit better in the short term, but it just kind of seems like a Hail Mary for the Cavaliers just getting rid of Garland. Um, I feel like this kind of shrunk their window a little bit as far as the championship because um, you got James Harden, he's getting older. Obviously, he's had a fantastic season this year for the Clippers, but I think that's part of that is an accumulation of him being on the team the last couple of years, them kind of learning the system a little bit, and him learning the Clipper system. So um, I don't think this is going to be the year for the Cavs. I think it's it's too big of a transition. I don't think they have enough time the rest of the season. I could be wrong, but it just seems like a long shot. Um, and Garland, I think, has a couple extra years on his contract over Harden. So for them to get rid of him and a second round pick, not that that really matters too much, but not get anything else in return besides James Harden. I hate this. I hate this for the Cavs, and I know there's a lot of big, Darius Garland Cavs fans that are probably very disappointed with this as well. Um, yeah, I don't like it. I don't think this makes them that much better. And to answer your question, I don't think this pushes them as a favorite for the East. I still got the Pistons. Um, like Justin said, I like the Celtics, especially if Tatum's coming back. And I might get into one of their trades a little bit later this episode. Um, but yeah, hate it for the Cavs. Love it for the Clippers. I think the Clippers did excellent in this trade. Um, and yeah, that's where I'm at.
Wow. That's kind of surprising. I mean, no, it's not surprising, like you said, the bias that you might have towards Harden. It is weird, though, that I don't know, it just didn't feel like he was going to leave LA. But to me, I said this at the beginning of the year. I think the Knicks are coming out of the Eastern Conference this season.
Wow.
I said that at the beginning of the year. I think I said Nuggets Knicks was my finals prediction.
Yeah, boy.
And
Yeah.
I still believe that. I do. I understand why a lot of people like the Pistons. I mean, obviously they've had a great season. They've been number one, I think, all year. But I don't know. I don't really trust their like offensive process I think, as much as the Knicks. And also, the Knicks, to begin the year, were a pretty mediocre defensive team. But I think over the last like month or so, they've really started to figure themselves out.
Since that
Um,
player's only meeting.
yeah, and I think I don't know what their winning streak is right now, but the Knicks are on a winning streak, I think, right now.
No, we actually
Oh, you just lost.
lost. We were, I think, on an 8 game
Oh,
win,
you lost to the Pistons,
and then
ironically.
we got
Yeah.
blown out by the
But
Pistons.
I will say, like, people are gonna chalk that up to, like, oh, well, see, like the Pistons are the better team, but I don't know. I think also OG Anunoby wasn't playing that game. I
Josh
want to,
Hart probably wasn't playing. That guy's been
yeah.
he's been out for a minute.
So I mean, and also I don't believe that the Pistons are 30 points better than the Knicks. Like I don't, you know what I mean? I just don't think that's how it's gonna go in the playoffs.
We took
So
care of business last year. We'll do it again this year. I ain't sweating it. I'm not sweating nobody.
yeah. Um,
All
but
right, but
honestly, I think this trade for Harden makes Cleveland the second best team in the Eastern Conference. I do. I think we're gonna see a Cavs Knicks Eastern Conference Finals this year.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Um, I don't know. I think a lot of people. I understand the Cavs fans that are like, why are you trading a 26-year-old Darius Garland for a 36-year-old James Harden? But I think I might even said this last episode. Like, there are just teams. Everybody wants that team that is built naturally, like the Thunder or the Warriors. Who are trying to become a dynasty, basically, where you never have to make a trade and kind of put your team over the top to reach that championship contention. But sometimes that's not always realistic. And the Cavs have tried with this team, this core of Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen for a handful of years now, and it hasn't worked. Like, simply put, it just hasn't worked. And granted, you could chalk it up to injuries, or bad matchups, whatever you want to say, but at the end of the day, it just hasn't worked. And, they could have gone back into the playoffs with the same roster, but I feel like they would have gotten the same result. So I have no problem with them making this move. I feel like I said Harden should have been an all-star this year. I still believe that. Um, but I feel like he's going to help them in a lot of ways. One, he's a bigger player than Darius Garland. Like, teams that have two guys under, 6'2" or 6'3" in their backcourt don't generally win championships. Like, that's just not how the NBA has worked over the course of history, really. So, he's a bigger player, and I know he's gotten a lot of criticism for his defense over the years, but I feel like he'll be a better defender also than Darius Garland. And not only that, I mean, at this stage of his career, he's a master pick and roll player. I think he's going to get Evan Mobley and Jared Allen a lot of easy looks on the offensive end. On top of Donovan Mitchell, like, just getting him a lot of open looks, just having the gravity that Harden has. I don't know, man. I feel like it's going to be a really good fit. Harden has transitioned. I mean, he kind of was always a point guard, even when he was in Houston. But I feel like he's transitioned more now to like an actual point guard since he was in Brooklyn and then when he went to the Clippers. So, I don't know. I feel like Harden is still playing at like a all-star, almost all NBA level. So I really don't see any drop off. If anything, he's a better player than Garland right now. If I like to be honest with you. And I get the whole like, okay, well, what about like 4 or 5 years from now? But I don't know. I don't really care if it means that you can try and win a championship right now. I don't think Cleveland cares about what their team looks like 5 years from now if they're hoisting up the Larry O'Brien at the end of this season. So
It's a shame that they won't be.
Yeah, we'll
It's
see.
It's a
We'll
shame
see,
that they
man.
won't even get a chance.
You never know. You never know. And I mean, not only that, just the availability factor of it. Darius Garland has been dealing with like a toe injury the past year and a half that kept him out of last year's playoffs, and he's missed a ton of time this year. And Harden, even in his older age, has still managed to be very available for his teams. So, I
All
mean,
right.
uh, you know, it'll be, we'll see. We'll see, man. But yeah, that's how I view it.
All
I
right. I respectfully disagree. I do think Harden is the better player in this situation, but I don't think this is something that's going to take him over the top. Um, even in the East, I think they're still going to have
you know what?
trouble.
I'll wait to say what I have to say until after the next.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, now let's look at it from a Clippers point of view, because again, like I mentioned, this was very strange timing. The Clippers had started the season 6-21. We had talked about this before. They started the season 6-21, and then they went 17-6 over their next 23 games. So they had really found a groove with Harden, Kawhi, Zubac, um, and now they're just blowing it all up. We'll mention in a minute, I'm sure, but Ivica Zubac, their center, who's really become one of the better centers in the league. They traded him off to Indiana, obviously getting rid of Harden, going to Cleveland. I mean, did get some players back in return. Obviously, like we mentioned, Darius Garland and then Benedict Mathurin in that Pacers trade. But I don't know. It just feels like why blow it up right now? It's definitely strange to watch them kind of tear it down. But they still got Kawhi, so who knows? Maybe Kawhi just becomes a robot for the rest of the season and just wills them to the playoffs. But why do you guys think the Clippers became a fire sale after finally turning their season around?
I guess I
Okay.
go. Um, I just it probably just comes down to lack of confidence. I heard some rumblings that some of the front office and some of even the players on that team felt that it was kind of like a fluky run. I don't know if that's true, um, but I think what this mostly comes down to is lack of confidence in those players, and also just trying to build a brighter future for the team. Obviously Harden, he's pretty old. Kawhi, he's getting up there in age, and I don't think you know, I don't know how much they had as far as like drafts, draft stock and things like that. So I think this is more so um, just trying to get younger, better contracts, and also I feel like with I feel like they can still stay competitive. The West is very difficult, but I think if they can still play 500 basketball, which I don't know if they can do that. Um, I still think they'll be in pretty good shape. Um, Also, I don't know if this is true, but I think there was some things going on with James Harden specifically, as far as him not getting like a contract extension, which kind of, you know, probably made him a little bit upset. We all know how James Harden is with, requesting to leave teams and things like that. So, although he claims he didn't request the trade, I feel like it was something he was probably expressing, uh, you know, how unhappy he was, and he probably didn't say outright he wants to get a trade, but he might have been making it a little bit difficult for the front office. So I guess maybe they just figured it was time. Um, and I think you know, they they struck while it was hot. Uh, you know, the trade stock is up for these players, considering that they're playing so well. So I think they just kind of wanted to make the most of that and figured, we don't have a shot this season. We're playing pretty competitive, but a couple of seasons down the line, I think they're going to be looking really good.
Um, I don't know. Like you said, Toby, this whole trade just kind of confused me. I feel like it was just kind of, if these stories that you're telling are true, Toby, then I suppose there could be a reason why the Clippers wanted to move on. But like you said last segment, Jory, the Cavs just kind of weren't working how they were constructed. Like they've had that same four, those four main guys for 5, 6 years, something around there. So, you know, it's either injuries or they just, I don't want to say crumble during the playoffs, but they just kind of don't play up to expectations. And yeah, I don't know. For the Clippers, it's just they were looking hot for a minute. Like why you got to go ruin it? They were looking pretty good. However, this kind of does go into, something we'll talk about later in the episode, but I like the Zubac and Mathurin trade for both teams way better than I do for this with this trade. Like this trade makes me feel icky and I don't like it uncomfy. But I like that Zubac Mathurin trade. But I think it might just be time to say that Ty Lue might just stink. Ty Lue might just be not a good coach.
Nah,
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
I disagree.
I don't know, dude.
Where do you get that from?
It's been nothing but nonsense over there in LA since he hopped over there.
I don't
I
know.
think he's just caught a couple bad breaks.
I mean, he's had a lot of like nonsensical rosters. Like,
That's what I mean. That's what
I
I
mean,
mean.
it's not necessarily his fault. Like what he inherits. It's
Yeah,
just
but he's
I feel like
he's
he's
always
always been
got at
competitive.
least like two all-stars on the squad, or guys that if they would stay healthy because they weren't so old would be all-stars, aka Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, bunch of
uh,
old farts.
I mean, I don't see why you would blame Ty Lue for that. I don't know. I agree though. I think the Zubac Mathurin trade is interesting because also, and this is gonna the draft. I don't know, the tank off, whatever you want to call it, for the remainder of the season is going to be really interesting to watch because there was a first round pick traded in this trade with Zubac.
There was two of
Uh,
them.
right. There's two, but the one in 2026. So
Yeah.
this one is protected 1 through 4 and 10 through 30 for the Pacers. So if this first round pick falls between 5 and 9, it goes to the Clippers. Otherwise, it becomes an unprotected 2020 or 2031 pick. It's very confusing.
Whoa.
So basically, the Pacers are going to try and lose every game for the rest of the year and hope they get a top 4 pick. So yeah, definitely going to be interesting to watch. And then also the Clippers, they want to win because their pick goes to OKC. So they're gonna they want to remain competitive for the remainder of the year because they don't have a draft pick otherwise. So definitely gonna be interesting to watch. There's a lot of teams like that this year. I think within the Jazz trade, I want to say, oh, we'll talk about that later. There's a bunch of like weird protection pick stuff, but yeah, in terms of this Clippers thing, I mean, like you said, I mean, I feel like it might have just been like they caught fire and they don't really trust it. And to be honest, the prize of this run probably would have been a first round matchup with the Thunder. And I mean, I think we all know how that would have ended. So, and then I mean, you look at their roster, it's like you have Kawhi, you have Brooke Lopez, you have Nico Batum, you have Bogdanovich, like you have, like you said, Justin, like a bunch of old guys. And I don't know, I think maybe the front office just looked at their team and were like, maybe this is just where we got to kind of reset, get a little bit younger. Because I do think the whole James Harden contract thing is true, where he wanted like a longer term extension with the team, but they weren't willing to give it to him because he is, 36. I think he has a player option next season, and then he'll be a free agent. So I think they probably just didn't feel comfortable giving him that money, and then after that, it's just like, well, if he's not going to stick around, we may as well just get rid of everybody. So I'll be interested to see what they do in the summer if they try and move Kawhi. I don't know if that's going to happen.
I feel like it
Uh,
might. I feel like it definitely might.
yeah, that's definitely going to be an interesting story to watch. Um, we could see
You gotta come to
two
the Knicks. Kawhi Leonard to the Knicks.
because obviously Kawhi could be on the trade block, but Giannis, those trade rumors are going to be, you know, I feel like Giannis is going to get moved this summer too. So we'll see. I mean, I do like what the Clippers kind of have as a foundation right now with Garland. I like no, I don't want to disrespect Garland. I know I was just saying like, oh, Harden is so much better and all this. Like Garland is still a great player. Like, and I feel like a really underrated point guard. He just hasn't been able to stay healthy. And then if Matherin, also same thing. Like if he can stay healthy and they sign him to a long term extension, like that's a really nice backcourt to have. And then they just gotta hope that that pick lands between 5 and 9, and then they have a nice little young core to build from. If you're the Clippers, and I feel like that would really kind of accelerate their process here. But yeah, definitely interesting. Did not expect that. I feel like it kind of came out of nowhere. Like within a couple of days, it was just like, oh yeah, by the way, James Harden might get traded, and it just happened. It all materialized so quickly. So yeah, but some other trades that we did not expect. At least I didn't. Anthony Davis to Washington and Jaren Jackson Jr. to Utah. Um, Honestly, I think the Jaren Jackson Jr. move was even more surprising to me. Like, because the Anthony Davis thing, he was in trade rumors a lot this year. Like, the Mavericks were like, well, do we really want to keep him around? But I think there was just more so the destination. Like, I didn't expect the Wizards to trade for him. But Jaren Jackson Jr. getting traded, that kind of blew me away. And then going to the Jazz is incredibly interesting. But yeah, two of the top league's power forwards are on the move with AD and Jaren. Um, it feels like both of these teams are making a desperate attempt to get back to relevance because they have not been really good at all the past couple of years. But probably not until next season. There's been reports that Anthony Davis might not even play this year for the rest of the year. And then I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend, but the Jazz are in full tank mode. They had, I want to say, a 17-point lead going into the fourth quarter, I think, against the Magic. And they benched every starter for the rest of the
I
game,
did see
and they
that.
lost.
They got to
Insane.
get fined or something for
I
that. That's
mean,
not
like
fair.
that is ridiculous. I think the only starter that played in the fourth quarter was Ace Bailey. I mean, who's a rookie, and it's like, I mean, it's crazy. Like the tanking this year is honestly off the charts. So we'll see. Like I said, I feel like both these teams are kind of setting themselves up for next year. So my question to you guys is, which team will have the better record next season? The Washington Wizards or the Utah Jazz?
Now, see, this was a tough one because I feel like Utah has a better roster as a team. I think their roster is better, but the Wizards play in the East, and the bottom of the East is buns right now. So if they can just be a play-in team, that's like 35 wins right there. I don't think Utah's hitting 35 wins.
All right.
Even that, 8, 9, 10, those seeds out west are close to 40 wins usually. Like right now, who even is that? Standings. That's the Warriors, the Clippers, and Portland right now. 8, 9, and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Utah.
Yeah. I I kind of agree with that.
16 wins.
I think I really like the Jazz roster. I think they have a lot of talented players. Um, it's going to be interesting because I feel like they're um,
They're top heavy.
top heavy. I feel like they're a little bit top heavy. Laurie Markkinen, he's probably going to have to slide over to the three. Jaren Jackson Jr. at the four with Walker Kessler at the five. Um, I think probably on paper they have the better roster. I think the Wizards have more firepower as far as Trae Young and AD. That duo is going to go crazy. And Alex Sarr, I think, is a perfect fit for Trae Young's playing style. But I think I agree with you, Justin. I think the Wizards will probably have a slightly better uh, record, mostly just due to the fact that they're in the East. They don't have to play as many of those difficult games. Um, and yeah, I mean, it could also come down to, what kind of picks are these teams looking at? Who are they going to draft? That might have a big impact. Um, I mean, you see the impact that some of these rookies have this year on these teams. So um, right now, I would say the Wizards on paper. I think the Jazz have a pretty talented roster, and who knows, we might see some, trades this offseason, some roster moves, things like that. So it could all change.
Before you go, Jory, I might switch my answer. If we're assuming that everybody's healthy, then the Wizards. But Anthony Davis is not going to be healthy. Guy's going to
How are you going to
miss
say that?
because
I mean,
when is he ever healthy,
yeah,
Toby?
it's true.
You want a
He'll
chip?
sprain the very end of his pinky, be out 2 weeks. Guy will land on, like, barely twist his ankle, out a month. The guy's made of glass.
All
So
Scott
right.
Close Davis.
that's a really good question for it. I gotta give it to you. But assuming they're all healthy, Wizards.
Okay. Okay. I I think, like you guys said, the Jazz. I think what you said, Toby. It's gonna come down to what happens this offseason, particularly with the draft. I think because if the Wizards get the number one pick, for say, they could have a starting lineup next year of Trae Young, Darren Peterson, Bilal Coulibaly, Anthony Davis, and Alex Sarr, and that's a really
That's
good
dirty.
team. Like
That's
that's a
dirty.
really good team. But say the Jazz somehow get the top pick, you could have a starting lineup of Keontae George, Darren Peterson, and the Jazz have said that they want to run like a three big lineup with their starting lineup where they have, I think, Laurie playing the three, Jaren at the four, and then Walker Kessler at the five. That could get real glitchy because
Yeah.
honestly,
That could get real stinky.
because I think I don't know. Like I don't think Lowry Markkinen is. I mean, he's a mobile guy for someone who's like 6'11", I think. But Jaren obviously has a defensive chops to guard a lot of positions. Walker Kessler's a great defensive player. I mean, that could be really interesting, honestly,
Yeah.
offensively and defensively. So I think the Jazz honestly might have the better record. I like the Jazz's coach as well, Will Hardy. I feel like he's been like an underrated coach, and I think there's a reason why they've kept him. I think it says a lot when you keep a coach through a lot of losing seasons because they obviously see something in their coach, you know, where it's like they're not like just firing and bringing in interim coaches every other season. Like he's been there for a handful of years now, and they have not been good since. I mean, he was. I think they hired him after they traded Donovan Mitchell and Gobert, but I don't. I mean, they haven't made the playoffs since then, and he's been there. So they obviously believe in him, and I feel like the Jazz do have like winning habits. Like they've played like pretty solid seasons in the past. Um, but yeah, I think it's just gonna be it's gonna come down to like those minor things at the in the off season, how they build out their roster. Because I feel like they could have a pretty good roster next year. Like I view it as like, what if they got like a nice 3-and-D shooting guard, and then next year you have a year two Ace Bailey coming off the bench. You have Isaiah
Come off the
Collier.
bench.
Yeah, why not?
Why would you have Ace Bailey come off the bench?
I think that would work. I feel like you could just be a 6 man, like get the shots that he needs.
I'm with you, Jorie. I'm with you.
You know,
I don't know. I don't think he's going for that. He didn't even want to be in Utah at all.
I don't know, dude. I mean, the way like Jordan Clarkson was like a great 6 man in Utah all those years, I could see the same thing
Yeah,
for Ace
but I
Bailey.
think Ace Bailey's ceiling is higher than Jordan
Oh
Clarkson.
well, yeah, but I mean, a year two Ace Bailey though, like why not? I mean, he
Yeah,
hasn't
James
been
Harden.
great.
James Harden came off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been like. I mean, granted, this rookie class is like amazing, like genuinely, like has been great. Ace hasn't been like, you know,
Yeah, yeah, I get
he
what you're
hasn't been
saying.
like amazing. We'll see, we'll see.
And
That's just like a
AJ DeBansta.
That's what I
He's
mean,
coming to
dude. Like
Brooklyn. He's coming to
they could
Brooklyn.
bring in, they could bring in. I don't know. It could get really interesting. So it's hard to say right now, but I really do like the idea of Lowry, Jaren, and Walker Kessler. I just want to see that lineup because I don't know if we see that in a lot of big guys nowadays. I mean, I feel like teams are getting bigger. There used to be this whole small ball idea, but I feel like teams are kind of getting away from that a little bit more and more.
Yeah, I
But
think so. A little
The
bit.
Wizards are going to be really interesting too. If they can stay healthy, I hope they can stay healthy because that'll be a really interesting team. But yeah, um, definitely been a crazy trade deadline. Obviously, we saw some other big players get moved. So, are there any other moves that you guys want to mention? Honestly, I kind of let me go first because I have a minor move that I just love, dude. Honestly, and this is why I said the Knicks are going to the finals. GTA 5 to New York, baby. Dude, oh man. Grand Theft Alvarado. Dude, I'm
Yeah,
telling you, like, I don't know what it is about this era of the Knicks, but ever since they got Jalen Brunson, I just loved pretty much every player that they brought into their team. I feel like they know exactly what they're trying to build. And like all joking aside, like Alvarado has kind of like been I mean, he's been like, a solid player for New Orleans for a handful of years. But I do feel like especially with this Miles McBride injury, I feel like they have kind of been looking for another, tough-minded backcourt player, and I feel like he's going to bring exactly that. I was watching their game against Boston, I want to say. I think that was his debut. I mean, he looked really good. Like he pushes the ball, man. Like he can play next to Jalen Brunson. And I think on the broadcast that they were saying like Mike Brown is like encouraging him to shoot like every 3-pointer. Like if you're open, just shoot it. And I feel like he did not have that green light in New Orleans, so I feel like that'll be like good for him because he's the type of player that's like a confidence booster. Like he's the type of guy who just thrives off energy, and I feel like it's just gonna just go all over the team. I don't know. When I saw, and he's from New York, like he's a New York native. He played high school basketball in New York. So, like, dude, I'm telling you, those MSG playoff games when he gets like the steal from behind when he's like lurking in the corner, dude. I'm telling you, those crowds are gonna lose it, man.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I unbiasedly I think that was a great pickup for the Knicks. Um, just for the energy, I think he gets a steal in the playoffs. Crowd starts going crazy, switches the momentum up. Hits a big three. Like I think that's a great little pickup for the Knicks. Nothing crazy, but
yeah. And I got to think ahead a little bit just because is my team. Uh, Landry Shamet has been playing very well as of recent. Guy's been
Yeah.
guy's been shooting, but Jordan Clarkson just kind of completely fell out of the rotation, and I feel like Tyler Kolek has kind of risen his stock a little bit. Trade those two off in the offseason with or, with whatever else. Pick up a nice little guy. I know I don't have anybody in mind, but just pick up a nice guy.
All right, all right.
You could turn those two into somebody who's as good as both of them combined, is what I'm saying.
Dude, the Knicks, they got depth, man. I believe in this team.
We give it to you real deep.
Okay,
Give it to you
buddy.
real
Okay.
deep.
But like I was watching their again, the same game I was watching against the Celtic. Like Mo Diawara, is that how it's pronounced? Dude, that guy's like a dog. That guy just came out of nowhere. He
Yeah,
was locking
yeah.
up Jalen Brown. I was like, dude, this team is I don't know, dude. They're scary. And I literally went to a Knicks Nuggets game last week. A great game, double overtime. But dude, I mean, Mitchell Robinson might be the Jokic stopper.
Yeah, yeah. Most
Like
underrated player in the league.
they 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 can beat you in a lot of different ways, man. And when you have like a superstar who Jalen Brunson has like a great I think he's a great leader, like great personality. Like I feel like they have all the intangibles. They're right
Amen.
there, man. All
This
right,
is
that's enough Knicks
good to
glazing
hear.
for me.
No, no,
That's
no.
enough. That's enough. No more. Uh, until the playoffs.
Is that your only pick?
Um, I'll let you guys. I did have another one, but I'll let you guys go.
Um, I'll go over these couple real quick, but there's one that I really want to talk about. Minnesota with one of the all-time finesses, trading away Mike Conley, and then he got traded again, so that and then wherever he got traded to the second time, released him. So the Wolves were just like,
Come on
"Come
back.
on back, like we got
Yeah.
you." Um, Lonzo Ball is about to go to Charlotte and play with LaMelo
Mm.
because Utah is expected to waive him. Luke Kennard to LA to the Lakers. Great pickup. Great pickup. We talked about it. Zubac to Indy for Matherin, Isaiah Jackson, and 2 first-round picks. But I didn't put all of the, odds and ends in my notes. I don't even know who was a part of the rest of the trade. But Kevin Huerter going to Detroit, and then Jaden Ivey going to Chicago. Chicago has been real weird this deadline. They made so many moves for so many guards. It's like they're having a point guard tryout.
Yeah.
But I feel like Jaden Ivey, if he could somehow manage to like stick around out of all these other guards that they traded for, and him and the Giddler are in the backcourt together, I feel like Jaden Ivey's gonna take a big step forward in kind of just being more of a scorer. And then, Josh Giddey, he likes to pass and, get others involved. So I feel like those two, they're both pretty big. Josh Giddey's like 6'6", Jaden Ivey, I think he's like 6'4", 6'5". But Kevin Huerter to Detroit, I like that a lot because he doesn't need the ball in his hands. He can just stand there, get a nice little catch and shoot three, and he's lights out. So, it's just sometimes you gotta get rid of talent for somebody who can play a role better, play a certain role better. That's what you gotta do sometimes.
I like that one. And I think part of it too is when you draft a player so high, even if they don't turn out to be as well as you thought they were, I feel like some teams still have pressure to like give them playing minutes and that sort of thing. So that's now it's like they can purely focus on you know, making a run for the chip.
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird what the Bulls are doing. I mean, it did feel like they were gonna be that like fire sale type of team because they've just been like in the middle of the pack for years, and they've have like solid players, but they're like not good enough to be a playoff team. So, but it like for everything they got in return, I just don't know what they're really doing. So,
Yeah.
but I guess speaking of a Bulls trade, Kobe White going to Charlotte is interesting to me. Mainly because
And
the Charlotte Hornets are interesting to me. And I'm so glad that this team is like figuring it out. Their starting lineup with LaMelo Ball, Concanipple, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, and Musa Diabate has been like one of the best lineups in the league over the past like month and a half or something. I think they're on like a 9-game winning streak at the moment, and they're playing the Hornets, or they're playing the Hornets. They're playing the Pistons tonight. So who knows? That's definitely going to be a test. But yeah, I mean, the Hornets feel like they're going to be a playoff team next year. If not a play-in team this year, and then a playoff team next year. Like I feel like they finally have found an identity. Um, Charles Lee, who's their head coach, has talked a lot about like them. Like in the past, it was a lot of ISO ball, like LaMelo Ball, kind of doing the whole like street ball thing, looking for a shot. Same thing with like Miles Bridges, and to an extent like Brandon Miller. But and I don't want to say it's all like Con Knipple has like changed the culture, but like there's so much more ball movement with this team, and it just looks so much more like free flowing, and it's really just like who it just feels like the ball is always finding like the right player, and I feel like that's exactly how they're meant to play, because they're all like incredibly talented offensive players, like the four especially like Ball, Knipple, Miller, and Bridges. But now it feels like they're all connected, and it's glad that they're winning now that they can see like okay, this is how we should have been playing the whole time. So they're a lot of fun to watch, and
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm glad.
facts.
I'm happy for the Hornets because I'm glad. I didn't want that team to like break up.
It's
So
about time. It's about time they figured it out.
and this is gonna be, I'm gonna be yapping a little bit. The Hornets, when we were like kids or like teenagers, like early 2010s, like the whole like vintage Charlotte Hornets from like Larry Johnson, like that was like in. Like everybody had like a Charlotte Hornets hat with like the grape fives and like a
the
Muggsy
Great
Bogues
Fives.
jersey or something.
Yeah.
Uh and I don't know, just that whole franchise, like they went to the Bobcats and then back to the Hornets. It's just I don't know. The Hornets just have so much aura, I feel like. Like even though they're not the best team, just the whole franchise, the whole organization. Toby, what is that look? What's that look?
I don't know if I agree with that. When I think of that, the Charlotte Bobcats, I just think of the worst NBA teams of all time.
Yeah, facts.
But I see what you're saying though.
It's nice to see the Charlotte Hornets.
They're back. They're back.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I really enjoy watching them this year, and I've always rooted for LaMelo Ball too. I always liked his game. But one trade, and this is also you know a Bulls type of thing, was the Vucevic trade to the Celtics. I think that was a pretty good trade for the
Good for me.
Celtics. It's not the most significant trade, you know, from the past couple weeks, but I like the trade for the Celtics a lot because it gives them uh that big man, which I think that they kind of needed. Um, Obviously, when they won the chip, they had Al Horford. He was balling, and I feel like Vucevic can kind of bring a similar type of energy. He can shoot some threes. He's going to give you, probably 15 and 10 each night. And they're both on expiring contracts. Obviously, Simons is a little bit younger, but I think as far as the fit goes, I think that's a better fit for the Celtics. So that was one of my favorite, smaller trades from this deadline.
Yeah, I did like that trade for the Celtics. Just, kind of the Bulls again, trade for another guard. Like, I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of them are going to be like I know Anthony Simons is going to be a free agent. Um, like I feel like a lot of the players are going to be free agents like this off season, so I think that's why they're just like, all right, like let's just take on a bunch of expiring contracts and then figure it out this off season. Kind of see like who plays well to the end of this year, and then see who we want to pay basically. So I don't know. Yeah, but I think the Vucevic trade it might signal that Tatum is coming back this year. You know, because I don't think the Celtics would have made that trade if they didn't think like, hey, like let's get our
Good
center
point.
rotation like kind of solidified so that when Tatum comes back, we have like a real team to compete. Not to say that they weren't like a real team before. Like I think they would have been fine, but
I didn't even think
yeah,
about that. It's a good point.
I do feel like that kind of points to him, which is ridiculous, dude.
I don't know. I feel
Ridiculous.
like when he comes back, either they're going to have to kind of figure it out a little bit again, or I don't know if that instantly makes them the best team in the East.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
It depends on what he looks like. If he's 100% Jason Tatum, then they're probably the best team in the East. But if he's anything less than that, then the Knicks might get him again.
Yeah, yeah.
Wingstop. Oh man. All right. Well, I don't know if you guys have any other trades. I mean, I also like the Io DeSumo to Minnesota. That was a solid trade for the Timberwolves. I think they didn't really have a point guard. Um, so I think he'll
Yeah,
help
I
them.
like that. I like that.
I
I
think
like
he'll
that.
help
I
them.
think, yeah, Minnesota definitely needed.
Is that guy really like that though?
I mean, he's better than Mike Conley.
You're lucky Spencer Woods isn't here to hear that.
Hi, Spencer. I think Spencer would even agree with me on that. I think at this stage right now, he's better than Mike Conley.
Yeah,
And
probably.
anyone that disagrees does not know what they're talking about.
I just want to throw one other move out there. Um, I hate to bring it up in front of you guys, but it's the end of an era for the Nets, end of the Cam Thomas era.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Honestly, disappointed. I know that he could have done a lot more, but started off with the wrong circumstances with Kyrie and KD. Dealt with some injuries over the past couple years, so Bucks just picked him up, and who knows what's going to happen with Giannis this offseason. But if he gets a real shot, I think he can be, you know, go back to one of the top scorers in the league. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah,
Shout out to Cam
definitely.
Thomas.
Oh man.
I don't got
All right.
nothing.
Well, yeah. I think I've said everything I wanted to say. Um. Yeah. Well, Justin, I think you had a game for
All
us.
right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back at it.
Huh?
Blind rankings. You already know. I'm gonna give you 5 names. You're not gonna know who's coming next. You guys got to put them 1 through 5, and then have the people in the comments flame you for not knowing who's coming and making a terrible list.
And before we start, is this just this season?
Uh, yeah,
All right, bet.
yeah.
All right, bet. All right, bet.
All right. First name, Donovan Mitchell.
Ooh, D Mitch.
Hmm.
I'm thinking. I love D Mitch, but I'm thinking like 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Yeah, because I think he's gonna come with some heat.
What? No, I was thinking like 2 or maybe even 1.
One? Nah, because if we put him one, we're gonna regret that.
Two. We gotta go two.
All right. I'll
Three
do
or
this.
four?
We'll do two.
I don't know.
Are you locking that in?
Yeah, we'll lock that in.
You gotta
All right.
convince me, Toby. Oh man, all right.
Second name, Kawhi Leonard.
Damn. Well, I already regret my decision.
I feel like Kawhi's been balling.
Kawhi might be. Should we put him at three?
Defensively, he still got it. I think he's probably first or second in
Yeah.
steals per game.
Three? What do we think?
Yeah, because one, yeah, three. I think three feels right. I think three feels right.
All right.
Oh gosh.
Third name, Zion Williamson.
Hmm. Sheesh.
Not a huge Zion guy. Not a huge Zion guy.
Should we put him at five?
Feels a little disrespectful.
It does. It does. I don't know.
Wait, Kawhi? Yeah, honestly, we might have to put him at the five.
I think
Locking her
so.
in.
We're locking
He's
it in
he,
at the five. We're locking it in.
he's yeah. I think he's been pretty healthy this year. So shout out to Zion. He's been solid.
Fourth name, Jalen Johnson.
Mm.
I
Okay.
love Jalen Johnson.
I mean, we got to put him at four, right? I mean, I can't justify putting him over Mitchell and Kawhi.
Yeah, we probably can't do that.
We got to just live with our choice here.
Now, in retrospect, though, would you pick him over Zion? We can't change it, but
Jalen Johnson over Zion?
yeah, because I
Yeah.
think I think I would.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would.
I
So
think we're doing pretty good so far. I think.
at the four, we're putting him at four.
Yeah, we're locking at four.
All right. That means that your number one
Oh
player
god.
is De'Aaron Fox.
Oh man. You know what?
That was rough.
Yeah.
That was a rough.
Damn.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Now it,
How would you have done
yeah.
that differently? I think I probably would have kept Zion at five.
Honestly,
Prob
I might put Kawhi at one.
Kawhi at one.
Mitch
Yeah.
two. Um,
Jalen Johnson three,
Johnson
Fox
three,
four,
Fox four. Yeah,
Zion five.
not bad though. I feel
Yeah.
like I
We just missed it at the top.
yeah.
It's all right. It happens. It happens.
All right. Yeah, that's not bad.
Ah.
Not a bad list. I would probably agree with how you guys actually constructed who's best one through five. I might swap Zion and De'Aaron Fox, but it's besides the point.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
your second list of names. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to see how you clowns go with this. First name, Tyrese Maxey.
Oh. Damn.
We got to
I
put
don't
him at.
want
We have to put him at. I don't know.
to. Wow.
I think at least three, maybe two.
I think two.
But I think this caliber, like he's gonna give us Cade. Maybe he might give us. He's gonna give us like the really heavy
Should
hitters.
we go three just to be safe?
I feel good at two. I feel good at two. Maxi's a beast.
I mean, he is. Yeah, he is. But like,
Steals, points.
I don't know.
Like
Ah.
he's kind of
I'll tell you
carrying
what.
Philly.
I'll tell you
Should we?
what. I wouldn't put him below five.
Well, yeah. Okay, buddy. Um. Damn, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm like between two and three. I don't know.
I feel good at two because I think it's. I feel like a lot of players he might name we're gonna be like, we could put Maxi over, you know what I'm saying? Like Maxi, we can argue that.
I guess.
So Maxi at two?
All right. I guess we'll do two.
At
Let's
two?
do two. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's gonna give us Brunson next. Watch.
Second name, Devin Booker.
Okay.
D Book.
I'm thinking like four, maybe.
Don't sleep on D Book.
I don't. Hey, I don't sleep on D-Book, man. But I'm just saying, like, in the, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think like a four,
3 or 4. Yeah, probably 4.
just to give us a little bit more space.
Yeah, 1, 3, and 5 now.
Third name, Paolo Banchero.
Loki, I
5.
think he might be five. Yeah,
5.
honestly.
No disrespect.
Paolo,
He hasn't really
yeah,
taken off at that. You know what I'm saying? That next.
yeah, he hasn't really. Yeah, the Magic
Fourth
as a
name,
whole have kind of been underwhelming.
LaMelo Ball.
Mm, three.
We
I mean,
can't say he's better than Maxi.
yeah, let's just go three. I mean,
This
as
is
of late,
2 rounds in a row. You guys left number one for last.
yeah, well,
And 2 rounds in a row, you've probably got it wrong. Because your last name is Cooper Flag.
Ah,
Coop. Oh
shout
man.
out to Coop. Shout out to Coop.
Yeah, so probably what, Maxi one, what, Book two maybe? Wait, who else did you say? You said Booker,
Maxi,
Flag,
Booker, Banchero, Ball,
Bankero.
and Flag.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably have Maxi,
Ball or Booker?
Booker.
I'm probably gonna choose Booker.
Damn.
I like Ball at 3. I like.
Ball. Who do you like more, Cooper or Paolo, dude? That's a question right there. Loki. I mean, I think, dude, I don't know. Cooper Flag is a beast, dude.
Yeah, he really is. If we're talking like straight up, like in 3 years, I don't think it's a question. But
Right now,
right now, Coop will probably put
it's hard to
5. A little
say. Yeah,
inexperienced.
yeah. I'd probably give the edge to Paolo, but like literally next year, he could
I was.
probably
Those were
overtake.
some good ones, Justin.
Thanks, sir. Yeah, I was trying to get the like throwback, the green Mavericks throwback jersey for Cooper Flag, but I can't find that thing anywhere.
Mm,
What do you mean? It's all
probably
sold out?
everybody wants
Yeah, I
that,
mean,
probably.
I don't know if it's the same thing. Like I don't know if it's all in one entity, but I was on NBA Store and then I went on Fanatics and they didn't neither one of them had it.
Did you try Timu?
Yeah, I tried Timo.
Okay.
No, I'm not buying off Timo.
Oh boy. Well,
Toby,
that was
your
good.
whole closet is probably Timo.
Yeah, you're right. Shout out to the Philly Eagles, baby.
Is that from Timu?
This is from Timu. Yep,
Oh my gosh.
$2.
$2. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Well, yeah.
Shout out to Carlito.
Carlito.
He's leading the league in boards, right?
Is he? I don't.
Beats
Is
me.
that right?
He's up
No.
there. He's up there.
Beats me. Let's take a peek.
I don't think so.
My math is correct.
Stat leaders,
He is.
total
What?
rebounds. Frick.
Bro, he is. That's
Has been
crazy.
eating up boards this year.
He leads the league with 11.9. Second is Donovan Clingan with 11.5. Wow. All right. Good for Cat, bro. Honestly, that makes sense. I keep going back to the Celtics game. He was getting some boards, man. Like he's going up and getting those boards. Like he's not letting them come to them or come to him.
He's low-key a monster.
And Mitchell Robinson is 13th in rebounds.
I'm telling you,
Nobody
man.
cares
The
about
Knicks,
that
they got all the pieces of a championship team. It
Mitchell
really
Robinson is
is gonna
literally
come
just
down to
Dennis Rodman.
All right. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh boy, here we go.
You
We
gotta
gotta end
stop
the
with that
pod.
Mitch Rob,
We gotta
please.
we
Dude,
gotta
he's
end the
so
pod.
good. He's so good. Like you don't understand, Toby.
He's
This
like
guy guards 1 through 5. I'm telling you, like
I mean, granted, Jokic was hurt for a month, and he came back. I mean, he did have like 2 or 3 games under his belt by the time they played the Knicks. But I will say, like the possessions Mitch had on Jokic were like pretty jarring. Like Jokic looked very average, and I was like, damn, like this is kind of crazy.
He's a problem. He's a problem.
that's why Embiid had to go and injure him that one year in the playoffs. Had to grab at
Yeah.
his ankle because he was getting bullied.
So I don't know, dude. Might be their year. We'll see.
I think
Long ways away.
I think it's gonna be Knicks. I think it's gonna be Knicks or Pistons versus the Spurs. I think the Spurs are the best team in the league.
No, no, no.
Really.
I think the Spurs are better than the Thunder. I don't care what the record says.
They're not taking down the Thunder.
I still
They've
kind of
already
believe in the
did
Thunder.
every time. Oh, I
Regular
think
season is different, my friend. Different.
they've shown them that they have what it takes.
The Spurs don't have that playoff experience.
So what?
So
Yeah.
what? So they don't know what to do when it gets to crunch time. They're gonna panic.
Give the ball to Victor Wembanyama.
Chet's locking that down all day.
Chet has never once locked it down, even for a play, even for a single play.
Yeah.
Chet is Wemby's son, bro.
That's gonna be a great playoff series though.
And Chet tries to
They
play it
forget it.
off like there's no rivalry. Like he's always so nonchalant. Anytime somebody asks him about it, he's like, "Oh, we're just two competitors." But Wemby like hates that guy. Like Wemby like wants it to be a rivalry, and Chet's just ducking it.
I mean, that's good for the league. I think the
It
league
is
wants
good.
stuff like that. So
I'm sick and tired of everybody being buddy buddy with each other.
I
If you're
don't.
not on my team, I want to embarrass you. I want to make you look like you're a scrub, and that's what Wembanyama's doing.
That's why I respect Brooks so much.
Dylan
Dylan
Brooks.
Brooks.
Yeah. That guy does not care about anybody.
He should have been an all-star. Get him in the all-star game. He would have made it competitive.
Facts. Facts.
Nah,
All right. Well,
I don't want that guy being an all-star. I did see somebody else, Jamal Murray. I think it was Jamal Murray. He was like, oh yeah, it's cool to be an all-star finally, but like I'm over, like, oh, it's the all-star game, like it's one of the greatest weekends in sports. And he was like, I'll really only want to play if it's actually competitive.
yeah. I
Like
mean,
he was like, I'm not trying to just go out there and goof off.
yeah. It's lost like all its juice. Like
Well,
nobody
you know
cares
what?
about it anymore.
Sometimes you gotta be the change you want to see. Sometimes you gotta be that leader. You gotta, tell the team, yo, we're gonna go out here, we're gonna win it.
Yeah.
But
And they try and do all these like funky different variations of an all-star game. Like this year, they're doing the 2 U.S. teams versus like a world team, or a U.S. team, a U.S. team, and a world team. And like I don't even think that's gonna work because half the teams are already hurt. Shea's not playing. Giannis isn't playing. Luka's probably not gonna play. Like, what are we doing here? It's not an all-star game.
I
Well,
heard they got that guy Mac McClung at the Rising Stars game.
Yeah, and then
That guy's like
soft
27.
the rookie sophomore game is full of like G League players. Like dude, it's a joke. The whole All Star weekend is honestly just a joke.
well, I mean, I don't know. I might just be a little bit more optimistic because every year they change the format, and I think to myself, if I was a player, like they're trying to rile me up. Like if I'm a USA player in a USA league, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make a team full of foreigners that everybody in the media says are the best players on the planet." you might go out there and be like, you know what, man, like frick that. I'm about to show these I don't know. I was trying to think of a
Europeans.
silly name for European people. These silly nannies. I'm not gonna let these silly nannies beat me in this All-Star game for the whole world to see. So
I'm, yeah,
who
that's a good
knows? I
point.
feel like there's got to be a different way to do it because having two USA teams and then a world team is kind of funky. But
Yeah, just have one team or one U.S. team, one world team. I feel like it would make a lot more
That's
sense. I don't know. I mean, like you said, like maybe I'm hating too much on it, but whatever. We'll see.
I like
I'm not.
when that's why I like that guy Wemby so much, dude. Even last year, he was like, "Come on, like what are we doing?"
Yeah.
He was all salty at the end of the game when they lost, and everybody was like, "What's going on? Why you all salty?" And he was like, "Because we lost. Like nobody was trying, we lost."
Did you see Damian Lillard is going to be in the 3-point contest?
What is going on? Like, what are we
yeah, I
talking
saw
about?
that.
Like hasn't played all year, out this season for with the torn Achilles, and he's in the 3-point contest
You win
alongside
though.
Devin Booker, Con Knipple, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, Bobby Portis, and Norman Powell. So take your pick.
I feel like for some reason I feel like Maxi is gonna win it.
I could see
Nah, he's a choker.
it.
I kind of like
Damn,
Jamal. I kind of like Jamal in this.
Jamal.
Yeah,
I'm riding
dark
with my
horse.
guy. Yeah,
Guy's a bozo.
he can get hot, man.
He's a bucket. He's a bucket.
Just don't let one go in. It's over. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's always fun, like All Star Weekend, but I'm not like overly thrilled about it.
Speaking of the All-Star weekend, you guys saw that Jace Richardson is in the dunk contest,
Oh, I did see that.
son of Jason
Jason
Richardson, an
Richardson, yeah.
all-time great dunker.
Jace Richardson does not give the fact, like, I don't know, does not give off those vibes at all. Like
He's
he's
only
gonna
like
do
six
anything.
four. I have no idea if that guy can throw down like his pops, but
I don't think he does at all.
the Magic like posted on their Twitter and they were like, congrats to Jace Richardson for participating in the dunk contest. And he retweeted it and he was like, I guess we're doing it. Like it sounds like
Yeah, right.
the team was just like, you're in the dunk contest. And he was like,
Yeah.
all right.
I don't know, dude. I'm not. I don't think that's gonna end well.
That
Um,
guy's just gonna be doing rim grazers.
yeah, dude,
Nah,
literally.
hard over height. Hard over height.
I
Nate
saw they had
Robinson.
one big dude. I think it's Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren's in the dunk contest, I think.
I think
Yeah,
he got injured, so I think he's out now.
Of
But
course.
Jackson Hayes is in it.
Ew, yeah, he's not winning it. I'll tell you that.
Jackson Hayes is in it. And that guy on the Spurs, Carter Bryant, is also participating.
You might win it. Oh, excuse me.
We'll see.
I mean, with this type of competition, they might as well have me in there.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
okay, buddy. On a little kid's hoop.
Nobody wants to see that. Yeah, literally. Nobody wants to see that. Oh my gosh. All right, well, yeah. Obviously, the trade deadline was huge. It's passed. Now it's the push to the playoffs. It gets real serious after All Star Weekend, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. It should be fun. I'm excited to talk
Oh,
more
yeah.
hoops down the stretch of the year. Any parting words before we head out?
Uh,
Congrats again to the Seahawks.
Yep.
to
Dynasty levels. Dynasty levels.
Okay, buddy.
the.
I
No, I don't
lagged.
have any parting words.
I lagged.
Yeah, go Knicks. Orange and blue skies. King of New York, Jalen Brunson. Uh, Grand Theft Alvarado.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson is Nikola Jokic's dad.
Okay. All right. All right. That's it. We'll
That's what
see.
I got. That's all
Yeah.
I got.
Oh. All right, fellas. Until next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
Deuces.